At lunch today with a new friend, we got onto the topic of feminism. Personally, I don't oppose feminism, but I don't fully embrace it either. I'm open to such conversations, as long as they don't go too far. My friend is quite impressive. She started her own theater group, writes original scripts focused on women's issues, recruited volunteers online, and organizes global tours. From the writing to directing, performing, and production, everything is powered by love and volunteerism. Performances are free but open only to women. Her feminism is undoubtedly pure. The 4 waves of feminist movements. Feminism is a history of striving for freedom and equality, a collective narrative of women awakening to their subjectivity and reshaping the world. From the late 19th century to the present day, feminism has gone through 4 major waves, each responding to the specific forms of oppression women faced at the time, sparking changes in law, culture, society, and even philosophy. First wave, late 19th, early 20th century. Born from Enlightenment thought and the Industrial Revolution, this wave focused on legal equality. Women were denied the vote, property ownership, education, and legal personhood in marriage. Figures like Mary Wollstonecraft in the UK, author of A Vindication of the Rights of Woman, and Susan B. Anthony in the US led efforts for women's suffrage. New Zealand became the first country to grant women voting rights in 1893. The first wave laid the legal groundwork for gender equality. Second wave, 1960s-1980s. Despite suffrage gains, women still faced inequality in family, work, and society. Inspired by Simone de Beauvoir's The Second Sex, this wave shifted focus to structural and private injustices, domestic violence, reproductive rights, workplace discrimination. The phrase "the personal is political" encapsulated its spirit. Authors like Betty Friedan, The Feminine Mystique, highlighted the silent despair of suburban housewives. This wave made landmark gains in abortion rights, workplace laws, and cultural awareness. Third wave, 1990s. This wave critiqued the narrowness of earlier feminist narratives, which often ignored race, class, and sexual orientation. Scholars like Bell Hooks and Kimberly Crenshaw introduced the theory of intersectionality, showing how race, gender, and class interweave. Judith Butler's Gender Trouble famously proposed that gender is performative, challenging binary gender roles. Feminism now embraced fluid identities and cultural diversity. Fourth wave, 2010s. Now empowered by the internet, this wave is decentralized, emotional, and fast-moving. Campaigns like #MeToo and Time's Up mobilized millions to share experiences of harassment and inequality. It also spotlights body shaming, unpaid caregiving, aesthetic pressure, and digital violence. More than seeking perfection, it advocates for respect, choice, and emotional safety. Feminism is, at its core, a movement for gender equality. Feminism is often misunderstood as female supremacy or anti-male sentiment. In truth, feminism aims for gender equality, eradicating injustice caused by gender, and empowering everyone to live freely and with dignity. Why call it feminism instead of gender egalitarianism? Because women have been historically marginalized, denied voting, property, and education. Feminism seeks to redress this imbalance, not dominate men. In fact, feminism can liberate men too. Traditional gender roles, like men must be strong, never cry, or bear financial burdens, are limiting. Real feminism means men and women alike can define their own paths, free from stereotypes. Yes, there are pseudo-feminists who misuse the term to seek privilege, which contributes to public skepticism. But isolated abuses should not invalidate an entire movement's vision of justice. True feminism is not division, but cooperation. It envisions a fairer, more inclusive society, where everyone can live authentically. Feminism may focus on women's rights, but it ultimately uplifts all humanity. Red pill and men's rights, a misunderstood gender discourse. Parallel to feminism's rise, male voices have emerged seeking recognition of male-specific challenges. Movements like the Red Pill and men's rights activism, MRA, express frustrations, but also risk fostering extremism if not grounded in empathy and facts. The term red pill comes from the Matrix, symbolizing awakening to hidden truths. Online communities co-opted it to describe awakening to perceived male oppression, unfair divorce courts, custody bias, underreported male abuse, male suicide, dangerous labor, and academic underperformance. The 2016 documentary The Red Pill, by former feminist Cassie Jaye, highlights such issues. Initially aiming to expose extremism, she instead discovered men's genuine pain: fathers denied access to children, male victims of domestic abuse, workplace deaths with no public sympathy. These accounts prompted her to rethink feminism's narrative monopoly on gender suffering. Yet the Red Pill movement has also veered into troubling territory: misogyny, alpha male worship, and female dehumanization. A space once meant for awareness became a breeding ground for hatred. Similarly, men's rights activism includes both constructive advocates and regressive patriarchs. We must distinguish valid concerns from harmful ideologies. A just society recognizes men's and women's struggles, not by blaming each other, but by challenging rigid gender roles. Men, too, should be free to cry, nurture, or seek help. Whether feminism or men's rights, both can be progressive forces, if rooted in respect, not rivalry. But when either side turns to hatred, the dialogue breaks down. Toward a truly equal future. Whether it's feminism, men's rights, or a broader push for equality, the shared goal should be to break the chains of gender roles and give everyone the freedom to live authentically. Feminism has historically addressed the oppression of women, men's rights point to male-specific neglect. But true equality lies beyond division, in mutual understanding. Gender justice isn't about switching power from one side to another. It's about ensuring no one is bound by outdated expectations, and everyone has equal rights, responsibilities, and opportunities. To build such a world, we must replace confrontation with conversation, and reimagine gender as a space of shared freedom.